Previously on Lost.
Greetings, Ron Smilik.
And Fellonius the Wizard. We are again back with previously on Lost Season 3 finale.
Oh my goodness, it's been 3 seasons, and I feel like we just recorded 2 days ago.
Yep. Yeah, we did an introduction. Yeah, that was a couple of days ago. Well, nevertheless. It was a good finale. Can we start by saying that?
Yes, I loved it. I really loved it.
Well, I'm not going that far. Any news on our video comments section?
No YouTube comments. We actually just recorded the last episode a few days ago, so there wasn't much time in between.
But you are so popular, you know.
Well, I am a dentist. I am not Rambo.
Yeah. I also have a sentence later on, but I'll take it.
Before we start, one of the first things that I just want to throw out there, when I watched this the first time, this was the first episode I ever saw live.
Okay.
So I
all right.
Yeah, I started watching during season 3. I got the DVDs for season 1 and 2. And then I was catching up at season 3 by downloading episodes or DVRing them.
Okay.
And this was the first one that I saw live, and I was starting to get some of my work friends into it.
Okay.
we were staying in a corporate apartment because I was traveling for work.
Yeah.
And that night, there was a poker game going on in our apartment.
Okay.
And so I excused myself. I locked myself in a back bedroom. All the other guys are playing poker. And I'm sitting there watching Lost and jumping up and down on the bed and shouting, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah.
And then this time watching Lost, obviously I knew I'm going, "Oh yeah, oh my gosh, wait, this happened in season 3? Oh, I forgot." I'm saying all this stuff. And then in the second part, because it's a 2-parter, I just couldn't stop from weeping, and my wife is making fun of me. She's like, "You're crying for a third time? What's wrong with you?" She's like, "You're like my mom." So if you watch it again, after you watch the whole series, I say go back and watch this last part of season 3 again, and it's really moving.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
I didn't feel a thing.
Okay.
Except for big joy, of course, in a certain part of the
even that part was like the way they showed it and the way it was acted. Well, we'll talk about it in a minute.
Yeah.
So this is episode 22 and 23, parts 1 and 2 of Through the Looking Glass.
Yes. Should we read both descriptions? Because we are more or less going to talk about both
as a
episodes.
whole.
Yeah,
to my memory, they both aired at the same time.
Okay.
To my memory, I'm pretty sure that happened, but I don't know positive. So I'll read the first one. You can read the second one.
Yeah.
Jack and his fellow castaways begin their efforts to make contact with Naomi's rescue ship. Jin, Saeed, and Bernard set a trap that could cost them their lives. Desmond goes searching for Charlie. What? Oh, yeah. Goes searching for Charlie, and the others begin to question Ben's leadership. In a flash forward, why did they write that in here? Those stupid dummies.
Exactly.
Oh, no. A distraught Jack considers ending it all.
Yeah.
Oh, why did they write that there? Wow.
They do it in the next piece. Should I read the next piece as well?
Yeah, wow.
A castaway pays the ultimate price in the struggle against the others. Hurley goes on a mission to save his friends. Jack must make the call that decides the fate of the rescue operation. A flash forward gives us a glimpse into Jack's life.
Oh,
that was bad. That was really bad.
I'm glad I read this. Sorry.
Yeah, we should probably not read these ones.
I'm glad I read it after watching it.
Yeah, that's good that you do that.
Okay,
And
so we have a couple different things. We have three groups splitting off.
yep.
We have Jack's flashback, and then we have. So yeah, so which of those four should we start
Oh.
with?
Well, let's leave Jack's Flash B or Flash F at point because that was so. In the beginning, it wasn't that interesting, but it connected a lot of dots later on. But
Yeah.
that's later on.
Okay, so we got
Let's
three
start with
groups.
the absolute mission that has to fail shooting dynamite.
Okay. Okay. So Jin, Bernard, Saeed, they've taken up positions around the beach, sort
Yep.
of. They've marked the huts with the TNT with white coral.
Yep.
And I thought it was interesting. Bernard or Saeed makes his shot. Bernard makes his shot. I thought it was interesting that Jin missed.
Yeah. If anyone should miss, it should be Bernard. But on the other hand, he does something else later on.
I mean, it could be because it was a pistol instead of a rifle. I'm not sure.
I doubt that. I think he isn't a good shot at all.
But they only killed 7 people, and there's 3 more left. So
Yeah.
again,
Well, 70%.
well, but remember last time I think we talked about the fact that Jack was saying he's going to kill all the others.
Yeah.
Even if he would have got these 10, there's plenty more of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, so they get caught.
But these are the 10 people who can use a gun, right? These are the violent guys
Yeah,
and girls.
but I mean, I'm sure there's more. I don't know. Anyway, they get caught, and Bernard spills the beans.
Yeah.
I actually think that we should save the part where people come back together till we talk about the other.
That's yeah. We just makes it sure that that plan failed, and the others' plan to get people also failed, and now they have a standoff 3 against 3, more or less.
Yeah. And it's Ryan, it's Tom, Friendly, and then some guy I don't know.
No,
And
he wasn't interested enough.
I guess actually I probably should have said before the people left the beach, which was a nice scene of them all walking. It was good to see all the people, because you know throughout the season there you see one here, one there. You don't see them all as a group. So that was,
I was actually sitting and looking at the new faces that I felt like I have never seen before, but I have seen them. Somewhere in the background there is one face, and suddenly there's another one in the next episode or an episode way later at all. And that was really good to see many of them. They are still there.
yeah.
That's good. They were 48 of them in the beginning. They are not 48 anymore.
No, I don't remember if we get a specific count. I'm sure we could.
No, but we see like 20 of them going up to the radio tower, aren't there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, one of them is Naomi, but still.
So then let's follow the group with Jack that goes off towards the radio tower.
Yeah, and of course Kate wants to turn back.
Yeah, she tells Sawyer that she might be pregnant, and he seems like he's just done with her. He says, "Let's hope you're not."
Exactly, and that is because he has already a daughter that he can't meet, and now he has no real reason for doing all the bad stuff because he has killed his own nemesis, so to speak.
Yeah, and that's actually I didn't even think about that. That's probably why he's so moody, because she asks him.
He has no reason to live, or the old reason to live isn't there anymore, and he is totally uncertain of what to do or how to act.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's not even happy that he killed that guy. You can't see joy in his face. That's absolutely gone.
Yeah, but you don't know what he's thinking about either. Like, is he thinking about, are we really in hell? Is he thinking about my life was all a lie? Like, we don't know exactly what he's thinking.
And he doesn't trust Kate anymore, and that's okay. That's something that I haven't done since.
Yeah.
One.
Well, what's funny, yeah, my wife and I were watching this, and she's watched the last half of the season with me, And
Yeah.
and when we saw Kate, she's like, "Oh yeah, I don't like her."
Very clever lady you are married to.
So, yeah, so Naomi shows Jack how to work the radio, which I don't really get why that happened. That seemed to not. I think she was showing the audience what to expect on the radio.
Yes, sort of.
Yeah.
And she also have another. She needs to be certain that there are more than one to deal with this, because there are some other thoughts
Hmm.
around this radio. But we'll get back to that later as well. Way back
Yeah. I mean,
later.
do you? Well, okay. Well, yeah. I'll hold my question. So
Because
then,
at this moment, we all decided that, yes, Naomi is a real thing. Yes, Naomi is going to help them save everyone. Yes, everyone thinks that. Even me.
yeah.
I'm not any further from. Of course, I have some suspicions about this Naomi, because she doesn't like Said.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or should I say the other way around? I am thinking about how Said thinks of Naomi.
Okay. Yeah.
But he has no real evidence either side. So, well, okay, she's okay. At the moment, she's okay.
And then 20 minutes of walking, Sawyer decides he's going back to the beach without
Yeah.
Kate.
What the heck was that?
I mean, Jack kind of explained it. I think they do a real good job in this episode of explaining to the audience through other characters.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, the reason that Sawyer said no, like, he liked Kate's idea of going back, but he didn't want to go with her.
No.
So
That's
now
true.
he's going to go back without her.
Yep.
And Juliet says, I know where there's hidden guns on the route. And then she gives, and so they're going to, so Sawyer and Juliet are going to go now to the beach, split off.
Yes.
And Juliet gives Jack a kiss right in front of Kate.
Yes.
Now, he looked surprised to me.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time
I did. I didn't get that he responded. Even he just stood there.
he was shocked. And
Sort of, yeah.
I think Juliet's still playing mind games
Absolutely.
with Kate in particular.
Yeah, with them all.
But I also think that made Jack realize that he does truly like Kate, and
Yeah.
he tells her that he loves her when he sticks up for Sawyer.
Yep.
Which I thought, I mean, I don't know, I thought the acting and the dialogue in this episode were really nice.
But it's a break off from Kate's character, because Kate wouldn't even have been there if she had followed her normal way of doing stuff. When Sawyer went back, she would just go back, she as well.
Well, yes, but although she's still with Jack, so like she's gonna puppy dog follow Jack, so she didn't need to follow Sawyer. Like she saw Juliet kiss Jack, now she's gonna follow Jack because
Okay.
hey, that's my territory. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's complicated.
Female dog, yes, box.
So then, not Hurley. Sawyer and Juliet are going off, and Sawyer's asking her some questions, and she says he wants to know what were they building on that island,
Yeah.
and she says they're building a runway for aliens,
What do I know?
which
That
I think
was
was
one
awesome.
off. Yes, that was fun. She also has the. She pretends that there are some weapon they are going to go and fetch before they go to the beach.
Yeah.
And she also tells him there is no weapons.
Yeah.
And why the heck doesn't he just strike her down at that point? Because he's not the same Sawyer we saw in season 1.
Well, I mean,
He doesn't really bother with that. He's not that problematic. I get a feeling that whatever is going to happen, Sawyer wants to die. Oh yes.
Yeah, and I mean, remember that they advertised that somebody is going to die. One of the main characters is going to
Yeah.
die, and so then we see Hurley catch up to them.
Yeah.
And this, I was like, what? What?
Yeah. Well, that should be no what, but that's Hurley. You never know about him.
Then you know what? A thought occurred to me suddenly while I'm watching this again, and it occurred to me before. Hurley's wearing a red shirt, and the guy in the red shirt on Star Trek always dies.
Yes, that is true.
So I was like, no, no, don't go with him. And Sawyer turns him back. So I was like, whew.
Yes, but that because the red uniform in Star Trek, they're workmen.
Yeah.
And we all know what happens to workmen, right?
Roger. Oh, yeah. And and then we get a brief little scene where Danielle tells Jack that once they get rescued, she's not leaving.
Yes.
So now
That was totally out of the blue. I have no idea why that was put in, but I believe her 100%.
yeah, absolutely. No, I think it was fine. I think it was fine. So now we're kind of at a crossroads again. So we could keep going to the beach, or we could keep going to the radio tower, or we can go check Desmond and
We
Charlie.
can't go further along the radio tower part because we need to go back to the Ben problem.
Oh,
before.
Ben. Okay, let's do that. So
Let's do Ben.
Ben and his crew are at some camp again.
Yep. And Ben is writing a diary.
Yeah, I wish I would have freeze framed it. I meant to do that, but I didn't.
Totally. That was one of those what's I thought you meant when you said there were a lot of what's in this one, because that wasn't really. I mean, how the heck can you do that in that type of camp? Anyone could. Juliet could have stolen that diary pretty easily. Alex could.
I forgot to. I'm gonna Google it really quick.
Well,
I really forgot.
Who was it that came up? Richard. It was Richard, right?
Yeah. So basically, it says there's people with geographic familiarity with the island,
Yeah.
all the people with surveillance station clearance, all the logistics committee, perimeter patrol, native resources, full tactical. It's got names crossed out like Ethan Goodwin.
Okay.
So he's making lists of people who understand the layout of the island.
Okay.
And then the second page says, although it does seem incredible to say that there are still parts of the island that are unknown to me, physically inaccessible, something about the ridge path.
Okay. Well, he knows a lot. Plus, he also has a map.
Yeah. So it's somewhat about his plans and who knows what and things
Now,
like that.
there happens a lot at Ben's camp at this point. First of all, Charlie is captured by a couple of Ben's goons.
Yep, which we knew already from last week.
Yes, but they weren't pregnant. That was one point.
Okay.
And they are contacting Ben.
Yeah.
And that is a breach of radio silence.
Yeah.
And then we have the gang going towards the beach. They are not breaching radio silence, and they need to have that because a lot of new information hits Ben among the radio tower, the fact that they are being expected.
Carl.
By Carl. And he also knows about the fact that there is someone down at the looking glass.
Yeah, and he
So,
genuinely seems surprised. I have to say, he is awesome. I think he may be the best actor on the show.
Yeah, that's most likely.
And when he is surprised, and he has all these plans, but when he is surprised, it's awesome.
And also, when he gets surprised, that always a lie or two suddenly pops up from the behind. Oh, that station should be flooded. Why not?
Yeah.
And they are really thinking, something.
Yes.
And I do also have a bit of a problem about Mikhail not being sent with that information to the looking glass. Ben doesn't want to look him in the eye. If we're going to be that funny.
Well,
it feels like he has no control over plenty of people. Richard is one of them. And every time he lies or been found out that he has been lying, he's losing a big chunk of karma.
Yeah, and
dharma.
He holds his cards really close, and he feels justified doing it.
Yeah.
That he's doing the right thing, which we'll get to at the end of this, actually.
Absolutely.
So he's sending Richard continuing on with the rest of the people, they're going to a place called the Temple. We haven't
Yeah.
seen that yet.
No?
And he's going to take Alex with him to the radio tower.
Yes.
Now,
It's time to get rid of that traitor, actually, and that's a good thing.
well, and this was a really interesting part here because when Ben and Richard are talking, Ben's talking, and at first he says, or no, I'm sorry. Richard says, the island told you it was necessary to lie to your own people. Ben says,
Yeah.
yes. And then he says, Jacob told me this and that. So, like, when I listen to the words that Ben and Richard use, it almost confirms that Jacob equals island.
Yes.
So I just thought that was a good
Oh, yes.
confirmation. Like they're confirming things that we theorized last week.
Oh, yes.
That
And
means we're on a
I
good
will-
wavelength.
Absolutely. And I will also add that I feel like Richard is closer to the island than what Ben is. But perhaps Richard doesn't know it yet.
I think I agree with you, and I think just off my gut is that Richard is more purely interested in the island. Ben is interested in his own power and the island.
Of and in the island, yeah.
Yeah. And revenge.
So that scene before they leave for going to the tower is one of the best scenes in that episode. Absolutely.
Yeah, Ben, when he's talking on the radio, you see his hand is shaking. The rest of him is perfectly calm.
Yep.
But his hand is shaking. Like, it's just really well
Yeah.
acted. And he says that the island is under a serious threat. The
And
biggest
he
threat
is
ever.
right.
Well, we don't know yet. I mean, I don't know how to ask this without
listen
jumping
to this
ahead.
then. The reason the island is under threat is because Ben has lost control.
The threat is that the island will be found and made
Yeah.
public, basically, right? And basically, Desmond. So 8:15, the island wouldn't have been found, but Desmond seems to be at this point seems to be the reason the island's going to be found.
Yes.
So I don't know what that means yet, but he is definitely special. So Ben says that he's going to deliver Alex to her new family,
Yep.
and that he can't let them leave the island. Like his job is to not let people leave the island. So
Exactly.
all the time that he's tricked Juliet or other people into not leaving, he feels like that's his job.
Yeah. Alex asks him, "Why don't you just let them leave?" I can't.
Now
And
there's one.
Ben,
Go
Ben
ahead.
does know that Alex has cheated, or he also suspects that Juliet has done the same. Remember that as well, because that was also important.
Yeah. Now, there's one sort of scene all by itself, but it relates to Ben, sort of. It's John in the pit.
Yeah.
He's bleeding, and now his legs aren't working again.
Nope.
Which
But that's yeah.
I'm trying to understand. Okay, so when his legs don't work, that means the island's mad. Is it because he...
No. He is uncertain. He's uncertain. At that point where he lives, he feels like he has abandoned everything. He has betrayed even the island. He has betrayed his own self. He's not believing in anything else than that he should probably die. So he grabs a gun from one of the dead people and is just about to shoot himself. Well, the next see me what turns up. And that is Walt. The thing we haven't seen anything of in season 3, suddenly he stands there and say, "What? Get out of the pit."
Yeah, he says, you have work to do. You said your legs are fine.
And that is, if you believe that you are having work to do, you can go and walk as usual.
Yeah. I don't know. So,
How believable did you think Walt was?
well, I mean, I think it's the island is showing him Walt. I
But
don't.
this is an older Walt.
Well, yeah, because the kid is growing in real life. That was one of the reasons they had to get him off. the main part of the show. He was growing too fast.
Yeah, he was going too fast. I could see that. And
so-
still they are filming him from below just to show him that he still is a little one.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So yeah, do you think it? But do you think it's a vision? It's not really him, right?
Again, if we are thinking, if I am thinking about who is dead and thereby is alive on the island, and who is not dead and thereby can't be on the island, I would say that he is dead and he's still on the island.
I'm not sure that he's dead. However, it does actually make me remember that we talked about, or that I theorized that only dead people show up.
Yep.
So we'll have to see. Obviously,
That can be a storm. Michael and Walt could have sunk below, something like that.
I'm pretty sure we'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out later.
But he
one way or
wasn't really that special. It wasn't like he was when he was trying to learn how to use a knife. It wasn't really that Walt that stood there. This is somewhat, as you said, more of an island vision.
Yeah.
And using the kid, because the kid is always not, kids don't lie. That's not really true because they lie like hell. But we always assume that a kid doesn't lie at the first part of what they say, at least. And that's why they're using, or the island is using that vision. So I can go with vision as well as it's Walt.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's a powerful thing to show Walt at this moment because it must know that the island needs Locke. And as I said, the bullet took a decimeter below the heart. That is like 3 inches. So he can't be dying. Locke.
He looked like he was pretty bad off, though.
Well, I think he wasn't.
I mean, there's other organs there. Anyway, the island's going to heal him.
Yep.
You know, so we don't see what happens actually. But Walt
He has
says,
lost a lot of blood, so he's probably not moving as fast.
Yeah. So Walt says you have work to do.
Yep.
Now Ben, meanwhile, and Alex, they intercept Jack and Danielle and the crew.
Yep.
And Ben asks Jack for 5 minutes. Now, I was hoping he would ask for 3 minutes, but he only asked for 5. I think that's a missed opportunity.
Well, they need to have that because we need to see Jack squirm like a worm.
Oh, yeah, but I just wanted it to be 3, because in all the other cases, he asked for 3 minutes, so...
Then the code should have been 4 or 5. Yeah. Nevertheless.
So then Ben says Naomi's lying. I think, is this the first time he says it, or did he say it before? No, this is the first time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he is lying at that point. But what he should have said is that Naomi is a threat.
Yeah, he's saying there's the people trying to find the island are going to kill... Everyone on the island will be killed.
Yep.
He walkie-talkies to Tom and says, if you don't hear my voice in 1 minute, kill Saeed, Bernard, and Jin. And you hear gunshots.
Yep.
And Jack lets it happen. And then he beats Ben and he threatens Tom on the radio. I mean, I really like the stress and everything at this part was, oh man.
As Jack says, that is the only thing he can do. He can just let it happen because otherwise there is no way he's going to get everyone off the island that is still alive. And that is his target at this point. There is nothing else he wants more.
Yeah. And
by this point, we also get a feeling of, I have a big problem of the chronological order of his flashbacks.
Really?
I felt like, hold it, you are talking like, and you didn't have the time to start drug eating before you went on that. No.
See, I think, oh man, I thought the flashbacks were so well done and disguised. I had no clue.
But I suddenly had I thought all these things happens, and we haven't heard about him being a hero again on a bridge, because that would have been put out as well.
Well, but remember he saved Sarah and then he
Yeah,
saved
yeah,
this other girl. So that's two
yeah.
times the hero. Well, let's
I
get to
did
that
have,
in just a second here. So
but
so
it is right because every time we see one of those flashbacks, we
yeah,
directly couple it to a frame with Jack
yeah.
walking and having a very frowned face. He's really bothered.
Yeah. So let's finish. I have just two more points on this one. So
Yep.
Alex meets Danielle. That was really
Yeah.
nice.
Yep. And what is the first thing you say to your child when you meet them for the first time in 16 years?
Will you help me tie him up? It was so tender, though. It was said.
Yeah, but yeah, absolutely. I just had to stop the DVD because I laughed, and I laughed. That is so Daniel. That's exactly what she should say, and yes, with a tender voice.
And
And
Alex,
Alex just nods very slowly, and I mean,
they
holy.
had a moment. They both don't like Ben. I mean, it said so much.
Absolutely.
It was
I
great.
mean, if I meet my son for the first time in 16 years, that is not what I'm going to say the first thing I say it. But,
No.
well, who knows? Now I've taught myself something new.
Yeah, yeah. And then, Jack tells Kate that Ben killed Saeed and Bernard and Jin, and he wants to see Ben. He wants Ben to see them leave the island, and then he's going to kill Ben.
Yep.
Okay, so now
A lot of threats.
do we want to go to the beach, to Charlie, to the flashbacks?
We still haven't done
Choose your own
flashback.
adventure. Well,
I think it's time to hook up with the guys in the looking glass, actually.
okay. I mean, honestly, theirs is sort of completely on its own.
No, it isn't, because Ben needs to have contact with them, and that is a problem.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so let's go there. So rewind to the beginning of the episode, part 1. Charlie's being interrogated.
One girl beats him because he opens his mouth.
Yeah, he's
I
just
didn't really see why Bonnie was beating him every time he said something.
because that's how you interrogate somebody. And see, one thing I was glad about was through this whole thing, he never says what I've been speculating all along, that he believes in Desmond's vision so much.
Yeah.
He knows the only way he's going to die is by Desmond, so
Yep.
he can do anything else he wants and live.
Yeah.
And he just
Oh,
spills
vodka.
the beans. He says, Juliet told us this. This is what I'm coming to do.
Yep.
Like, I thought it was really... I mean, this was finally Charlie I could like.
Okay, let's go move on.
So then she says, what's the code? And he's like, I don't know the code, but I guess I won't need it.
Yeah. Because he knows that he is going to use whatever means in anyway, so it doesn't matter.
And then Desmond wakes up on the canoe.
Yeah, I had totally forgot about him.
Yeah.
Then we went half an hour into the show and suddenly, oh, this? Bang, 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 they're shooting at him. Yeah, Mikhail has been sent to stop and fix the looking glass.
And then so Desmond comes up into the looking glass. Now,
Yeah.
Desmond is smarter than Charlie. Desmond pulls himself down the cable,
Yeah,
whereas Charlie just tried to swim.
yeah.
And that struck me, actually.
Yeah,
So
but
Desmond could have
it's-
gone in all along without Charlie.
Yeah. But still, Charlie isn't the most clever one on the beach. We know that.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have that many hens at home anyway.
So Desmond hides in a locker with a
But I
harpoon
didn't
gun.
like the situation because when Des comes down into that looking glass, the two girls has shot themselves inside the control room.
Yeah, to
Why the
argue.
heck do you do that?
Well, they closed the door so they could discuss what to do and talk to Ben and stuff. So Charlie wouldn't hear what they were saying.
What has that? They're going to shoot him anyway. Doesn't mean anything if he's going to die, if he hears or not.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I mean, I didn't have an issue with it.
No, the only reason they closed that door was because of Desmond was going to be able to get in.
Yeah, see, that's
I
called
didn't like
good
it.
choreography.
Yeah. Dance with Des. Now, Sawyer let's see. Desmond gets inside, hides himself very well. Suddenly, Mikhail comes down, tells where's the other guy? What other guy? Bonnie and Clyde. I don't remember the other one's name.
Greta.
Bonnie and Clyde. Mikhail doesn't believe those two girls because they are supposed to be in Canada. What? Are we going to take Canada inside as well? What? Okay. Why would Ben and the others be in Canada? I didn't really get that one.
Well, it's just a lie.
Yeah, of course it is. And he phones Ben. And then Ben lies himself red, white, and blue, didn't he? Kill Charlie, kill Bonnie and Clyde. Help me fix the mess that I have done.
Yeah.
Why don't you trust me, Mikhail says. Yes, and why don't you? I mean, an ex-Russian soldier is way much better than two ladies while one can hit guys that are tied up.
Yeah, I think Ben just can't trust anyone.
Exactly. And now we have to lie to everyone and try to convince them that, yes, you are on my side and have been all the time, but I couldn't tell you anything.
Yeah.
Even I can hear that is totally wrong.
Well, and it's not like Ben had a chance to go back to the cabin and get new orders from Jacob, so he's making this up as he goes at this point.
Exactly. And he has the main interest is that the Jacob and Ben are going to save the island from every threat there is. That's cool.
And if Jacob's so powerful, let him free from the cabin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we don't have that whole story.
We don't have Jacob as a real person as such. Now, does Mikhail believe this garbage? Really? And he does, sort of.
Actually, I think he doesn't. I think he is lost faith in Ben until Bonnie says that they need to follow orders, and that kind of snaps him back to, you're right, I do need to follow orders.
I like that.
Then he kills them.
Sort of. He kills Greta. And he shoots Bonnie.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And then,
then Desmond founds an harpoon thingy and shoots Mikhail, and then they are doing this stupid thing. There is one big
stupid thing.
There is one big threat about these three dead bodies, and what do? They cover the least threat first. They don't even check if they are still dead.
Yeah, and Mikhail's come back to life twice already.
Yep. He is really one of Ireland's most favorite ones.
Yeah.
Well,
so Bonnie starts giving the code to...
that is cool. It's a musical code. This must be something that you like.
This was actually the only part of the episode I don't care for.
Are you sure? I mean,
you
do a lot of music stuff when you do even Minecraft. You're doing that.
I know.
I mean, what if you had this as a good code in Minecraft, playing "Good Vibrations" by the Beach Boys?
It seemed really weird, randomly put in to me, because we haven't heard anyone talk about the Beach Boys or foreshadow it or anything. It just seemed like. I don't understand why they used it, but...
Well, first of all, when did that song come out, approximately?
50s?
Around 67, yes.
Okay.
And when do we know that Dharma started? A couple years later. It's a hot song for that year.
Yeah, and it was programmed by a musician, she said. Yeah. I thought it was unnecessary, but...
I liked it.
But it's fine. I mean, it also cements how Charlie is the one to figure it out because he's a musician.
Yes.
Now, I've heard a lot of versions of that song, and if you do the melody, you might get a different code than if you do the chorus. Then, so I'll believe it, but it's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah. But I also
And
like that they took just that tune because it's
sure.
really known one. And that means that if you're going to sell this show to the rest of the world, this is not a typical American song, even if it's a typical American song, if you catch my drift. This is something that Moscow have heard, Baghdad had heard, also, and so on. You can sell this one to totally any place, Japan including.
And
So, what if, I mean, if they had taken something by, I don't know, Peter, Paul, and Mary or something like that, that wouldn't have gotten as good. And they can't take anything from the Beatles because they are going to be mad as hell. But Beach Boys, that's fine.
yeah.
They are fine with that. And if they had talked with any of the guys in the Brothers Wilson, they have said, take whatever you want.
So we also
Okay.
we also find out Desmond's not having any more flashes.
He hasn't had any so far.
He seems relieved. That was nice.
Yeah, but I don't believe that.
And he goes to get the scuba gear while Charlie goes to put in the code.
Yes. And when he gets in the code and flips, he doesn't flip any switch, did he?
I
No,
don't know.
they didn't need to. Suddenly, there is someone who is hailing them on the communication center. And I did see that that was Penny,
Yep.
but I couldn't for the life of me understand how the heck she was trying to transmit to the island.
Well, I mean, remember they detected the signal,
Yeah.
and so she was sending some message trying to contact.
Yes, because I'm not the best radio operator in the world. I have done it when I was conscripted. But if she wants the island to hear it and not the rest of the world, she's not sitting in America trying to
Right.
do it all over the world. She's trying to pinpoint.
Well,
And,
yeah.
well,
yeah.
let's say it like this.
A particular
Perhaps
station,
Yeah.
our channel. Yeah.
he might actually have been trying to pinpoint towards those coordinates, and she was probably on the shortwave band or something like that. But then suddenly there's a picture, and pictures you can't do on shortwave. So I was a bit concerned about the technique stuff, but then again, it was Penny, and now Desmond is outside.
Yeah, he doesn't know she's on the thing yet.
Ugh.
And Charlie's all excited when he realizes. And then everything
Turns
actually
upside down.
well actually should we talk about one more good part before we get to this part?
Okay.
The beach.
Oh yes.
Because now
Vroom, vroom.
now we're ahead again.
Yes, we are.
So on the beach we have 3 people prisoner being held at gunpoint.
Yes. On their knees.
Sawyer and Juliet peeking from the side, trying to figure out what to do.
Yep, and constantly pointing out the obvious, we don't have any weapons.
Yeah.
And then nightfall comes and we will still not have any weapons. Yes, we understood that, but that's not positive thinking. Darn Juliet, she's falling downwards towards the list, towards the bottom. But that doesn't matter because someone thinks he's on the Autobahn or the Interstate 80 or whatever. And Hurley hasn't gone back to any radio tower. He's back in his buzz.
I thought you'd like this part.
Yeah, this was also a second laugh that really hit it. I had stomach ache. It was so funny. And he just sat there. No matter what, I am going to save my friends.
Yeah.
And he drove over a guy.
Yeah, he hit Ryan with the van.
He killed him, right?
I think so, and I think he
That
knocked...
wasn't Ryan. That wasn't Ryan. Ryan was taken care of of Said.
Well, I think he killed Ryan and knocked Tom out of the way, and then the Spanish guy was fine.
Okay. So there was the Spanish guy that Said just
Yeah.
totally...
Yeah, Saeed knocks his feet out from under him and then snaps his neck with his feet.
Yeah, and that was... What? Had you that option all the time? Why are you carrying a gun?
I liked it. I think some people have a problem with it, but I thought it was fine.
But we are coming towards the next part, and I'm not totally sure if this is going to be fun later on. But Tom, our friendly neighbor. He's giving up, he says.
Yeah, he surrenders.
Yes, and so he shoots him.
So, honestly, at this moment, I liked Sawyer a lot more. And because he said that's for taking the kid off the raft. So he did
Yeah.
it for Walt, not for
Yeah.
himself.
Exactly.
I
Gave himself up. I think it was Hugo who said that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And Sawyer just goes, I didn't believe him.
yeah. I mean, I honestly I shouldn't feel this way, but I felt like Sawyer did a good thing.
Yeah. And still, I think Tom is actually more or less on their side if he could. I mean, I think Tom has actually shown that he has good thing coming. But Sawyer remembers the time on the pier, and he also remembers the time when they are saying, this is a line. If you step over it, we're going to kill us. Even if Tom did have a false beard at the time.
Well, and not only that, but when he had the 3 captured on the beach, he said we should just kill them. Ryan was the one who said, no, we have to follow orders.
Yeah.
And Tom is doubting Ben. So Tom was going to kill the 3.
Or at least he's going to be a Ben's enemy. But he doesn't give that chance. He doesn't get that chance. Now, that means, with this scene, it means that Ben's army is more or less gone.
Yeah, we can assume. I mean, there's still the sheriff. She's probably a sheriff because she's...
Yes.
And there might be a
but
few competent people. Richard.
Might be Richard, yes. But most of them are ex-Oceanic 815s. There are Cindy and the others. The two.
I think only 10 people, 2 of which are kids, though.
Yeah,
don't
but
think-
they are not the army. They are more or less the walk around having book club people.
Sure. Yeah, true. But I think there's a lot of other ex-hostels.
Well,
that are-
we'll see about that.
Yeah.
But is that people that he can trust? Because Tom said that no, it was Ryan who was going to collect people that he could trust.
Yeah.
And that
So-
could take me long.
Yeah. So then we have the first part of me crying is Hurley comes on the walkie-talkie, tells Jack, I saved them. I did it. I saved them all.
Okay.
That was such a nice moment. It gives everybody hope.
Yep.
Everything's going good.
Yep. Except for one. Suddenly they are... Oh, now we go back to the radio tower again, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Because they found the tower. It wasn't that far away. Ben is taken prisoner. He's coming with us. And they fixed the tower. That wasn't any big problems. Naomi has to go outside of the tower. That I felt really strange. But I don't know these gears. And she finds the freighter.
Yeah. Well, she gets a signal, I think.
Yeah. And then she got a knife in her back.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't get technically she won't get the signal till till Charlie finishes putting the code. So this is right about at the same time.
Yeah.
And so should we finish Charlie?
Yeah. Let's finish off Charlie.
So Charlie's excited. He's saying Naomi's here, blah blah blah.
Yes, your ship is here.
Yeah, and Penny says, "Who's Naomi?"
Yeah.
So right there, everything was suddenly going so good.
And then someone is knocking on the outside glass. At the same moment, and this is my Mikhail, of course. He's gone. He's been outside, and he has a hand grenade.
Yep.
I didn't really get what that hand grenade could do,
Well,
except blow him as well out of the sky.
yeah, and blow the window.
Yeah.
So Charlie locks the door.
Yes,
so
to
that,
save Desmond from drowning.
and this scene was so good. This is my second time crying because Desmond's running towards Charlie because he hears Charlie say Penny.
Yeah, it's on the
So
radio.
he's so close to talking to her. Charlie locks the door. He doesn't know, why are you locking the door, Charlie? He suddenly forgets about Charlie. He just has Penny.
Yep.
The grenade goes off. Water starts coming in.
Yeah.
And Desmond doesn't get his reunion with Penny again. And it made
Nope.
me cry. Oh, and something
Thank
else
you.
happened too.
Yeah.
Like
what?
Probably
Yeah,
your
Charlie
favorite
is
moment.
actually writing in his hand. It's not Penny's
Not Penny's boat. That's
boat. Thank you. I always need to get the right name for that thing. I would say call it a ship, but he's just a rock and roll star, so he doesn't know anything about it. It's not Penny's boat. And this is a very important clue.
yeah. It means probably that Ben is correct. That the people coming are not who the Jack thinks they are.
Exactly. So that's our first clue for that. And then we have Ben is all trying up at the tower to stop Naomi from, or make Jack stop Naomi, I should say.
Well,
But
it was interesting that at the moment Charlie drowned,
Yep.
then they cut back to the radio tower,
Yep.
and Aaron starts crying,
Okay.
and Claire says, hush, it's okay,
yes.
we're almost safe. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting that they showed Aaron cry right when Charlie died.
Yeah.
So,
Because they had some sort of connection in between. Well, I can buy that. Why not?
I mean, it may be nothing. It may just be good photography or good cinematography.
Yeah.
But I just noticed that. I thought I would bring it up.
Yep, that's true.
So Naomi's about to make the fatal call
Yeah. And she get a knife in the back.
from John.
Yeah. John Locke, my favorite, the hero, the real hero.
I forgot about him. This surprised me when he shows up. I could not for the life of me remember what happens to Naomi. What is she doing? Oh yeah. Oh, she just got killed.
Yeah. It's a simple one.
And now
But-
John's gonna shoot at Jack if he makes
Yeah,
the
but
call.
he can't.
Nope.
But he said something that really got my brain totally burning. You're not supposed to do like this. It's not supposed to go like this.
Yeah.
And he's actually pointing out Jack as also one of the guardians of the island, more or less. We are getting that as a
Oh, that's
really on. But he does that because he can't shoot another guardian. You shouldn't do like that. That's not how it's supposed to be working. And I was, what? I don't think Jack has been taking care of the island so far.
well. I mean, so you read you read that into what John said. He didn't say anything.
Well, it was like, hold it. You are trying to make him on your side because I have always said Locke has his own ways of doing stuff. The reason he does it has nothing to do with the others or the others. He's doing his own thing. But he's getting help from, well, somewhat from Walt or something from otherwise. And now he stands there trying to be the island's spokesperson, as I've always said he was. And suddenly he's claiming that, Jack, you shouldn't do like this. What? What else do Jack wants to do? He just wants to get off the island.
Yeah, but remember, Locke also has a history of trying to stop them from getting off, blowing up
yeah.
the sub, all this stuff. So there's
yeah.
no way Jack is going to listen to him.
No. Of course not. But he says it over and over again. Yeah. But why doesn't he just shoot Jack? That way there is one less that could lead them off the island. But I felt like, hold it, Locke doesn't want to shoot Jack because Jack is on Locke's side.
Okay, hang on a second. I was almost about to contradict you and say, but remember, Locke couldn't kill his dad. Locke
But
can't kill anyone.
He can put a knife in the back of a person.
So this is interesting, though. So you're saying that John can't shoot Jack because Jack is also a guardian of the island or something.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the reason I thought that is because John Locke is up going. He's walking again. That means that he is on the island side. He is probably healing as well. He does, though he doesn't walk well, but he's up and going about. And something that I didn't get. How did he know, Locke, that they were at this radio tower, at this place, at this spot?
Well, Walt told him.
Yeah, that's the only reason, right? Otherwise, if not Walt, it has to be the island.
Yeah. See, I thought Locke was just a mess. But okay. Well, let's keep a note of that. I mean, if that's true,
We get a bit of an answer later on
oh.
in the final scene, but we'll
Well,
get to that as well.
So then the connection goes through to the freighter,
Yep.
and somebody named Minkowski's talking,
Yep.
and basically Jack says, "Come and get us. We're here."
Yeah.
So, and so that was another upswell of emotion. They're finally saved. Like I get really invested in putting myself in these characters' shoes. They've been on this island 90 days, fighting, being attacked, all this stuff, and now they're so close to being saved.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that was such a good moment. Like,
Absolutely. And it is a killer moment if you're thinking of it as a season finale.
and then either Ben or Locke says, Ben says, if you make that call, it's the beginning of the end.
Yeah. That's actually the next episode's name.
That's right. Oh, you looked ahead.
Yeah, because I found inside my season 4 there was a pamphlet from Oceanic Flights about security stuff, and on the back of that was just the titles of the episodes in season 4. No text at all. So I said, "Oh, good. Then I don't have to be risking reading on the back of the other DVDs."
Yeah.
So that's why I knew that.
And it's also, this is because, 6 episodes, this is the midpoint, this is the climax. So now technically is, from a show arc perspective, the beginning of the end, the final 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So it's a multi-layered line of dialogue.
Sort of. And also, suddenly they perhaps didn't think of it as one more season.
Well,
Might have thought of that.
at this point, this is where they were figuring out that they only wanted to have 6, and this is they finished off their outline for the rest of the story. Like, this is
that's what they should do.
Now, I think anything else besides, we need to go back to the flash forward.
Yeah, the
Big
flash
time.
forward. Yeah, we need to do that. But no, the island is more or less. I think we covered the most. I really liked the Dharma bus.
Yeah. Now,
I also like the fact that Sayid didn't have much to say about it.
Okay.
The saving.
Yeah.
There was no thanking Hurley for driving like a madman. No one thanked Sawyer. There was nothing.
I mean, yeah, I guess we didn't see it. I just assume maybe that happened off camera or something.
But we are dropping all these people all over the place, don't we?
Well, I mean,
They are not together yet.
right. Well, so right now, yeah, we have one group at the radio station and a small group on the beach.
And
then,
one person in the...
oh, yeah, that's true, Desmond.
Yeah.
And Ben's people are headed to the temple.
Yeah. And now we are getting a new group.
We are getting another group, yes, coming on the freighter. Now, so do you
Never
think...
mind them. We'll take care of them when we go to our season finale, when we do a...
I'll just ask one question, though. Naomi, she always felt kind of out of place to me. Do you think she was knowingly with a freighter full of bad people? Has she been a bad person all along, or does she think she's here actually looking for Desmond? Was she tricking them?
Oh dear, you are putting it into many questions and all many layers. First of all, Naomi knew about Desmond. She knew about Penny Whitmore. That's two facts that we really know. So whoever the freighter gang is, they know a lot. But they can also be a gang who has been trying to get to the Dharma Initiative back in the days and didn't find the island. I mean, they can be that far away.
Right. It could. So I don't want.
Bad
Well, we can
people, I don't
save.
think they're
We
bad
can.
people.
We can save our season 4 speculation. The only question I have: did you think that Naomi was bad, or did she know that she? Well, do you think Naomi was bad?
Well, now we have to go back to what the opposite of bad in this fight is. A good person, right? Yeah, she's bad, so to speak, that they are not going to let. She knows that they are not going to let Jack and the others do whatever they want. She's not evil as such.
Did she?
And that's a bit of a difference.
Well, okay. Let me go through some thoughts. Did she know that 815 was there, or was she genuinely surprised to find Jack and Locke and all these other people?
Well, I have had a bit of a problem with the talk about 815 being found. But I don't get the chronological order right, because if they have found it, it must have happened after the communication was broken on the island, because the island, that is Ben and the others, had very good communications with the mainland, with the rest of the world even. So if they have found 815 somewhere, well, they still have connection with the mainland, they would have known that, and they didn't.
Or did Ben somehow...
It's not him.
Well, okay. I don't want to go there. So let me say it this way. Through this whole season, I've been watching Naomi so closely. I don't see her do anything that makes me suspicious of her.
Nope.
She doesn't say anything foreshadowing.
Nope.
She seems legit. And I wonder if that... So either the freighter's good or bad. We don't know. If they're good, we're all good. If they're bad, I kind of feel like she doesn't know that she's with bad people. Or did she come from a timeline where it is Penny's boat and the freighter that in this timeline is the bad people? You know what I mean? Like there's two parallel things going on and they're getting crossed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like she wasn't a bad guy.
I did not suspect her of anything in foul play until when Locke put a knife in her back, because I trust Locke.
See, I just figured Locke just was being Locke, but okay. So anyway, we're going to talk some more about this in our finale, but we have the major twist of season 3 now.
I didn't know it was the major one until the last few minutes.
Good. Then it worked.
Yep, it worked totally fine.
So
we see a thing. I even called him Jack's twin on a plane. I thought it was Jack, but I wasn't certain. So I was thinking like you, some different timeline or stuff. But then I saw, no, this must be Jack. And later we also found out that his name is Jack Shepherd.
Yeah.
He finds a newspaper article that we are not going to know anything about more than that it bothers him.
Well, I mean, we do find out it's an obituary.
Yes.
But that's all we know. And he's drinking.
Yep.
He's very not happy.
Nope.
And he's crying and he's going to jump off a bridge.
Yep.
And then he calls somebody. Calls Kate, actually.
Yeah, we didn't know that, but
Yeah.
I thought it was Sarah.
Exactly. That's what they want you to think. Like everything they do makes you think it's after. So, okay, I'm pretty sure anyone watching this has seen it.
Yeah.
So, this is not a flashback, it's a flash forward.
Yes.
We don't know how far.
Nope.
And they want you to think it's a flashback that occurs after he got divorced and before
his father
his
dies.
father dies.
Yeah.
Which which confused me, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, and I didn't get that chronological order. I
Yeah.
didn't get enough time to fit all the things that happens.
Yeah.
I didn't get that really. But okay.
Well, it kind of makes you think that there was at least 9 months in between him getting divorced and going to Sydney.
Might be, but growing a beard that big, making addiction. I
Yeah.
mean, where did he get the addiction from? I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, it was
We haven't
awkward.
heard about that.
It was awkward, but if you're not paying that close attention to the timeline, it could be. I mean, I could see
might
this.
might be because I was thinking about it as flashbacks all the
Yes,
time.
exactly. So
Except for one thing, there was that thing about not fitting into my timeline.
yeah,
But all the things that happens with the airplanes and stuff, that was okay.
yeah. So there's a car crash, or no, he's about to jump off a bridge,
Yes.
and there's a car crash.
He saves an 8-year-old kid and the mother.
Yeah, and then he's in the hospital. So like these flashbacks were spread out, like you said.
Yeah. But we are taking him in all
Yeah.
in order.
So
It's easy.
this person, Sarah. Oh, then Sarah comes into the hospital. So
Yes.
now,
And now that's confirming, okay, this is before the island. Okay.
yeah. And she says, or Jack says, we used to be married. But you notice she's pregnant, like
Yes.
very pregnant. So it must be months after that.
Yeah. But it could also be another new baby. Who
Yeah.
knows? Yeah.
So, like you said, he's a wreck. He's addicted to Oxy, which is painkillers,
Yep.
and he's being sent home.
Yep. He's not working at least. No.
And then he goes to the Hofstraller funeral home.
Yeah.
Now, if you take the word Hofstraller and you make it an anagram, it is flash forward. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
I didn't know it either till after.
I didn't bother with that. Yes.
Now,
No one came to that funeral parlor.
and also, when the guy asks him, "Are you friend or family?" he says neither. So, who's in the casket?
We have no idea. And even if we know that this is a flash forward, we still don't know.
Well, but who do you think? So they get off the island. It's
Well,
somebody.
the only one I could point finger at is Ben.
Ben, yeah, That seems like the logical.
If it's Hurley, he's a friend. If it's Sawyer, it's a friend. But I was thinking Sawyer later on, but
Yeah,
that was another reason.
yeah. Now let me. I should have done this. I should have done this before, but I want to look something up. So tell me what happens next.
Well, he wants to get some more painkillers, but the drugstore doesn't give him because his recipe is out. He's trying to make his own recipe. That doesn't work. Yeah, fine. And then he breaks into his hospital and steals more of that oxy. And then he meets up with the doctor who's actually taking care of Mrs. Aiden or whatever.
You know what? I didn't even realize he was stealing from the hospital because he couldn't get a prescription. But you're completely right. He has sunk so low.
Yep.
I didn't even think of that, but you are completely right.
But that can also be answered. Why can he suddenly fix it while going away to Australia to help his father's, taking his father's body home? Yes, that is a shock that make him come up on his feet again. No worries. That is probably so. Yeah. So I wasn't really sure about that either.
Yeah, I agree. So
Exciting.
He's a mess.
He's phoning that number again and again. 03177 or whatever it was. 55, sorry.
oh, you actually know the number. Nice.
No, I just remembered it last time. And there's no answer. I don't really get what he's really doing at that time.
Yeah. Well, no, he got through. So after he says, "You get my father," and the guy kind of looks at him like,
Yeah.
see, this is where I got confused because
Totally.
I was now thinking this is right after his father went to Sydney, but before Jack went to get his father.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking. But
Because he also said earlier on that his father was out of town.
but this, yeah, but this might have been a clue that he's messed up. He doesn't.
Totally. Yeah.
So anyway, he does connect, and he says, "Don't hang up. I need to see you."
Yes. And now it's getting totally twisted. This is the big whoopee what you need to have in this show, at least. They meet. He's driving around in some crappy car, and there's a new Volvo coming up behind him. And I was thinking, what? New Volvo, all right. And out comes Kate.
Yeah.
And she has put on some weight. She has very nice hairdo. She's got makeup on. And I was, is that really Kate? Hold it. Kate? What the heck is this?
Yeah.
And now suddenly I was thinking, oh, now it fits more in the timeline, because this is after they have been leaving the island. And now you know also that we are up on the radio tower on the island, and we are trying to connect the freighter, and we are trying to get off the island. That is also have happened this time. So they are going to succeed to get off the island. If you also add the fact that Desmond saw Claire coming into a helicopter, that's also going to happen. Hasn't happened yet, are going to happen.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, hold it, 1 or 2 episodes into next season, and that's it. There's no more.
Well, my mind was going crazy at this point. So,
Yep. And then next thing, he shows the obituary.
yeah.
He says that he thought that Kate would be there.
And she said, "Why would I go?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's when I suddenly felt Sawyer. Because she doesn't like Sawyer that much. She's with some other man, of course. That's okay, because he can't be with Jack. Well, probably some other father she has found somewhere. And, well, that makes it... But hold it, Sawyer was actually... Jack was Sawyer's only friend, and Jack never said anything against that. That means that they have to be... You see, now I didn't even hear what they said in the last part of that show, but it wasn't that much, I suppose. Well, that was a big whoopee what, right?
So
The main thing is...
he says he's been flying every night. He's using the
Yeah.
golden ticket.
Yep, I get that, yes.
So it makes me think that they got a golden ticket from the airline
Yep.
that they can fly whenever. Sorry, we crashed. But then he says he's sick of lying. We made a mistake.
Yes.
And then Kate doesn't seem to want to have anything to do with it.
Nope.
Whatever happened, she's over it. But she says he's going to be wondering where I am. She wants to leave.
Yeah.
That's when I thought of Sawyer.
Oh, so you think Sawyer is alive and they are together?
Well, who else would be wondering where Kate is, and she has to get
There
back to
is
him?
a lot of guys in this world. Oh, one, if you haven't noticed that.
Well,
It could be anyone.
so kind of good news maybe is Kate doesn't end up with after the island. Kate doesn't end up with Jack. She ends up with someone else, and they don't want us to know who it is yet.
No.
It's a secret.
Yes. Probably Hurley. Yeah.
They had to make some sort of choice. They did something bad. Well, see, it makes you wonder, right? Okay, so how much time passes between the radio tower and when they get off? They lied. Yeah. Why did they lie? What did they lie about? What mistake did they make?
Yep.
Why is Jack so torn up?
Yep. And if you just look at his beard, how long will it take him to grow one of those?
And then my favorite line of all of Lost, which I say all the time, we have to go back.
Yeah, we have to go back.
So.
And that is said by a guy who has totally lost it. So, yeah.
So who do you think is in the casket? I just got to know that for my notes here.
It's not. It has to be Ben anyway, but it felt
Okay.
like Sawyer when he met Kate.
So maybe Sawyer. Okay.
Yeah, but this is why, because Kate would not go to any funeral of Ben's. No way. She wouldn't even think about it,
No.
and Jack should know that. So that is why it can't be Ben. But if it was Sawyer, she would be there crying her eyes out because you always go back for people.
Yeah, there's no reason there's no reason she would not go to Sawyer.
No.
I can't think of anyone else from the island at this point.
Rose.
Well, and we know it's a guy.
Yeah, it is a he.
Now, people have taken the screenshots of the photo clipping, and it basically says man found dead in a downtown loft in Los Angeles.
Okay.
The name is obscured. However, during Comic-Con, which is in between the seasons,
Yeah.
that then the showrunners confirmed that the guy's name is Jeremy Bentham.
Bentham.
Yeah, Jeremy Bentham. So, just a little trivia.
Okay.
So it is a obituary for a guy named Jeremy Bentham.
All right. You're not spoiling things for me now, are you?
Not really, because we don't know anyone with that name.
Yet.
So I mean, they wanted us. They want. Remember, this is a show that they know the audience is picking apart every screenshot,
Absolutely.
every word. They wanted us to find this. They wanted us to go, who the hell is Jeremy Bentham? And what does he have to do with the island? Why is it such a thing that Jack's going to go there?
And Jack thinks that Kate should go there. I
Yeah.
don't get it either.
Well, I think at this point I can only think that Jack just wants. Jack is chasing Kate now.
Yes, and he's also chasing connections between the island and himself. So that might also be. Perhaps it is, well, a man on the freighter. Might even be the leader on the freighter. Might be. It might be a flight attendant. Might be. Can be a lot of stuff.
But I'll just say all the emotion in this last part. This is the third time I was crying. Because it's
I didn't cry. I only laughed.
just, they fought so hard to get off the island and now they want to go back. What the heck is going on? We're going to have to find out next season.
Yep.
But before
And
that,
we-
we're going to do like a little season wrap-up episode.
Yep, some predictions for season 4. We are also going to see those missing episodes.
Yeah, and I think we can talk about like what did we predict, what came true, what didn't come true,
Yeah.
some of that stuff.
If we remember. And of course, greatest hits. We just have to have that one. And I must say, I put Daniel's words to Alex. That's right one up at top 3. Oh, I can still laugh at it.
So I got to tell you, the rest of this show I've only seen once. I've only seen season 4 once, 5 and 6 once.
Oh.
I know what happens in certain
course.
parts, but I cannot in my mind right now. I can't think of what takes all of season 4, what happens in 5, 6.
Yeah.
I just know a few specific scenes, but there seems like there's a lot of episodes that I can't remember. So
And we are also watching it from a different perspective, I think. I don't think you saw it as much as a character show as we have been. We have been talking a lot about the character of the island, the characters on the beach, the characters all over the place. We are mostly convinced that the characters is the main lock and key in this show, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not totally sure that you did that the first time you saw it. I know I wouldn't if this were the first time. I just watched it myself.
I enjoyed the characters, but I wasn't. I was paying attention to the mysteries and not to the characters' motivation. I liked the characters, but I
Yep.
wasn't trying to second guess them. I wasn't trying to figure them out.
No?
I didn't notice Ben's hand shaking, like that kind of stuff.
No, exactly. And I must say, I give the actors every credit even Charlie, even Kate,
Yeah.
because they are showing us exactly those things in their faces, in their actions, that keeps their character true.
Yeah.
And they are, even if they're not playing themselves at all, and we always have to remember that. I doubt that Kate is a stupid woman in her real world, and I doubt that Ben is that ungood in the real world. But they are so good as actors.
Wait, he's one of the good guys. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and Jack sounds so sarcastic when he says it. Nevertheless. Until next time, at least, we are going to watch those missing episodes. We are also going to see some bonus materials. So if you're going to join us with that, I want to put the link to the missing episodes in my description.
Yeah.
In this information down there, and I suppose you do it as well. A little bit of fun fact: it's on Blogspot, and every time I go there, I get blogspot.se.
Oh.
You gave me com, but that doesn't matter. They just changed to se. I'm going to see the Swedish Blogspot, but that doesn't really exist, does it?
Yeah, they originally aired on ABC website. I can't find them anymore. I can't find them on YouTube. I could only find them on this blog. So hopefully they're there long enough for people listening to this. But
okay, we should probably get them downloaded then.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's fine. They've been up there for 10 years, so I don't think they're going away. But just saying, because they're not on an official site, you never know. So
you never know. Well,
let's...
how come it's not on an official site? Well,
because it's not a current show. I don't think ABC is a company. They want to make money. They have a lost page, but
it's not public service.
Right. Yeah. So there's no... They don't make any money off the show anymore, so why bother to keep hosting these old 10-year-old things, you know?
Yeah. Nevertheless, we are following it. We are important people, are we not wrong?
I don't know about that, but I'm following.
We are the good guys.
All right. So,
cool ending, cool finale anyway.
Good. I'm glad. I was a little bit worried when you said it wasn't the greatest, because...
It's not, and I didn't cry.
But when you finish up season 6, you go back and you watch this one, then you'll cry.
I won't going to be like Jolly when Charlie is drowning and making his cross thing.
See, okay, I should clarify. When I cried at that part, I didn't cry. I just had tears rolling down my face.
Okay.
It's not because of Charlie dying.
Oh, no.
I was tearing up.
We have been anticipating that for long.
What made me tear up is Desmond's face as he's slow motion running to the door. He's about to finally connect with Penny. You can feel him wanting so bad. And the door shuts, and he does not get to talk to her. He doesn't get to see her. She doesn't see him.
No, but she knows that he is alive because she must believe Charlie.
But it was just the passion getting so close, and then Charlie screws it up for him. No, just
that's
kidding.
life. That's life for you.
Charlie saves him. And I thought maybe Desmond would step in and sacrifice himself for Charlie. Nope, it didn't happen.
Nope,
it didn't happen. So now, okay, I'll say.